Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Galactic Civilizations 4 and our playthrough as the Xendar Brood, where we are being sneaky spooters, doing our best to win out a small cultural battle against the Cloner Prime. We have overtaken their cultural influence, which sits at 70.9 against our 78.4, so it's going to be slow, but at least we will be gaining territory, which is very good. We have our fleet, such as it is, the Silkspire Fleet 5, going out here to try and get us some experience to level up those ships. And everything is pretty much according to plan. Everybody loves us so far, although the Korath seem to be holding. We should be able to get up alliances very soon, and we will build some alliances and try to point them at the Terrans. Speaking of, what is the situation on the warfront? The Terrans are actually trading with a bunch of people. We would love to see them in a war, or 2, or 3. But maybe we can instigate something with our extra 1,000 or 5,000 diplomacy that we have. Maybe we could do something like that. But alright, let's send it forward. We're working towards gigamass harvesting in that tree so that we can hopefully build up some stellar nexuses that will help advance our cultural victory. We may go for an alliance victory, may go for a cultural victory. Hasn't been decided just yet, but let's see where we go. Now, the Drengen are losing worlds. That is good news for us because they are most likely to go to war with them. And of course, they betrayed us way back in the day, and we have never forgiven them. This is a no casualty fight over here for some good XP. Let's hope it is actually a no casualty fight. Excellent. I'm not seeing any XP being gotten though. But we did. We got some XP. We got something. We would very much like to find any other pirates. There's another pirate fleet. Get him. Are there no casualties? We did take a little hit on the Unyielding Will, although I think it was damaged. Quick battle it out. Excellent. And we get some levels. Now, how important to us are these? The Anvil gets +1 beam attack per level, so we can actually get some really nasty beam attacks. Plus the extra control on the cruiser. I would like to maybe get Illyrium cells, but actually extra range and extra cooldown might make this ship really nasty. But these are very nice modules that we could possibly use on some other ship. Nevertheless, I'm going to lean into it. Hopefully. Does it only have beams? It only has a beam attack. That's not the best. In which case, I think I will just give it more beam attack. Illyrium is 640 for an Illyrium. Oh my gosh. Alright, we give him some HP. We'll give him some HP. And this guy, we will likely also just give HP. Fine with me. However, his beam attack does go up. Beam attack is 20.4. That is extremely respectable compared to, I don't know, somebody else's beam attack of 33. Never mind. But he will get there. He will get there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just don't worry. I think that's all the pirates in this area. We'll have a quick scout. Oh no. Go pick him up. Oh no. Misplays were made. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do supply ships where we can. An artifact from a long-gone civilization, the Ninite Warship Maker. We can instantly spawn a cruiser or harvest it for resources. You know, being able to just summon a cruiser out of the aether is good enough for me. I got scared. At least it's not a pirate fleet or something. I don't know if we can actually beat the Dreadnought backed up by a bunch of fighters. We'll take light casualties, and that's just not on. However, it is just light casualties. And these anomalies here, the defended ones, specifically the precursor anomalies, give you permanent bonuses to your empire. Things like, you know, +1 to manufacturing, or, you know, some gross income of a percentage. Actually get you guys to rendezvous over here. So they are valuable to pick up. A band of Zolotzi smugglers have crashed their ship here. They have little power left in their ship. Barely enough to maintain life support, desperate for food. We can gain 2 workers, or we just get treasury. And I think we take the treasury. Excellent. There is orbital mining. Very good. Nothing here that we really need. However, it does lead on to asteroid factories, which will lead on to gigamass stuff. Now, we could go for rule enforcement for another policy slot, leads on to sovereign immunity, which gets us our biggest ships. It's quite nice, but asteroid factories is here, and we do want to make our way over to gigamass, even though these technologies don't really do a whole lot for us right in the here and now. But that's okay. Maybe we should get these online as well. Get like a few asteroid miners. How's Hector doing? All right, Hector's looking okay. That is a very respectable amount of research, 110 research, plus there's a whole bunch of other things that we could do, such as the Taurian Academy, which we would like. We're just lacking the Prometheon, which is 5 Prometheon. But all right, we'll finish all of this stuff. Keep everybody as workers. We're at our pop cap here. I don't love that. So let's maybe also put down a nesting collective somewhere. Don't want it there. That's a really good research tile, but I am okay with it like here, just to give us a little bit extra. All right, what do we got here? We've got the Kryn Syndicate. They want that exploration treaty, Helios ore. This is a no, but seeing as you, I think it's just a no. We could give him Alliance technology, and I actually don't mind giving the AI alliances because I like to see a little bit of space drama. So let's give them alliances and see if they'll use it. And we would like things that are going to maybe get us towards where we want to go. Also, plasma beams would be good. They won't. Well, they actually won't give me anything for alliances, so that kind of sucks. I would like our relations to be a little bit higher. There isn't a whole lot that we can do about it just yet. We could strike an alliance here with the corporate sector, but I think we'll wait, because if we become allies with them, other people might not like that idea. Let's keep our open borders with the Luxar. Accept that. Non-aggression pact with you guys works for me. I do want the non-aggression pact, however. So I will give them alliances for it. They won't give me too much. You've got any resources that I dearly would like? Some Prometheon? Perhaps? I will take 2 Prometheon, a little bit of cash. Maybe I can... And that's okay. I will accept this. Boop. We could ally ourselves with the Korath. And it might not be a bad idea. They are starting to decrease. So at some point, you know, maybe they will not really be too friendly. But I'm going to hold off on that. And maybe that's the wrong choice, but that's okay. It's a choice. That's what matters. Or something. What do we want to do with this fleet? We have them. I would like to use them. Okay, we'll park them in orbit around here for a little bit. Your flagship detects an unusual energy signature plus 5 manufacturing to all worlds. Is lovely. The Brood Instigator over here. Go out and survey. You guys go to sleep. Actually, repairs. Well, there's an asteroid miner. We'll go grab those. I think we're just going to pump out a bunch of cruisers for a little bit. Make sure we have an military. Natural League on Serene Homeworld has a strong following among our more impoverished citizens. They have done a lot of good work in these communities. They formally requested funds. Ooh, don't love the idea of funds. Let's let the Natural League die. We do have a decent amount of support, I think, for the Natural League, but let's just kill it. Let's just kill it. Very good. Asteroid factory is done. Leads on to Starbase refineries. Again, not things that we want to have to be doing, but you know, at least the research is going by quickly enough. Open borders, alliance, and cultural influence for Starbase defense grids, adaptive starship panels. Let's think about this. We are sort of in a culture battle with these guys, so I feel like cultural influence projection is just off the table. I want this non-aggression pact. Drop the credits. Drop all of this stuff and see what they can give you. They only have these 2 techs and nothing else that I'm really interested in. So let's get this off the table. We'd have to pay them like 169 to get them to agree to this non-aggression pact. And I actually don't want this non-aggression pact. I'll be honest with you. I will take an open borders though. And you will give me money for it. I'm okay with this. It was indeed a good day. It's a robotic star drone, which gives us a Corvette class ship. We'll sell that for cash. Go ahead and pressure the scientists to hopefully get through Starbase Refinery soon. I think we'll be coming up to Gigamass in just a minute. But we are going to need an appropriate star as well. Still, we get a couple modules. The mining headquarters, if we were doing any mining whatsoever, would be good. And orbital replicators, likewise, for extra stuff. Interstellar cartography is here. Neutron manipulation and kinetics. Reduce the target's accuracy by 0.25. 30 rounds. I don't think I've ever messed around with this. What's the weight on this guy? Mass of 5. It will replace a weapon. Has a 90 round cooldown. I wouldn't mind the manufacturing capital. 12 turns. Jeez, it's so long to get to Gigamass. Alright, baby steps. 2 turns for kinetic weapon enhancements. We'll take that. Another mining base. Let's get you up. The Enigma of Hyperspace. Our flagship has detected an ancient cargo container drifting aimlessly in the void. Relic from the Precursor Wars. Inside we find a fully intact Arnorian drive. Thulium is the one research we have. I'm going to sell it. More cash. More cash, more better. There's a Lost Propagandize module here, which will be -5 influence growth. Not bad since we're doing a culture war. Make sure we stay ahead of these guys. They're up to 70.9. We're up to 78. No change there. I could potentially use this on their planet. Influence growth -5. Now, speaking of influence, we do have to be aware that at the moment, there's a few cultural states out there, like Iconia, that actually has higher growth than us. Earth is also competing. Plus, there's Iconia over here with 80. All of these things are higher than us when it comes to influence. And the Kryn also look like they've got a massive bubble, 77. We should have overtaken them. So it is a race. We really can't afford to ease up off the pedal. We need to make sure that we're getting all of these forums. We need a couple more Durantium. That's going to be expensive. Very expensive. 2 Durantium, 600. But nobody has any Durantium. They're all buying it off the market, which is why prices are so high. But alright, kinetic weapon enhancements is finished. New tech, please. We'll get rule enforcement next for another policy slot. Colonizing Troy 1. Really? You want me to colonize Troy 1 over here? The jewel of the universe. We are building up that military. It's a Morris Ven. It's Morris Ven. Like, I would like to get our relationship and nihilism going up. Sure, collectivism doesn't need to, but we will take a hit to our relations for Morris Ven. Will we, though? How could we say no to Morris Ven? The Archeans are very strong. Are they warring with anybody? They're at war with the Korath, so that's good. And I believe the Korath are going to be on the receiving end of this one. Oh yeah, they're being spanked. So no, I don't think we will be getting Morris Ven this turn. We will make sure something bad happens to Morris Ven. Although the 200 treasury is nice. We'll keep our relations nice and high with the Archeans. Alright, rule enforcement's done. We get minus crime. We have another policy slot. Leads on to sovereign immunity. These are not great pulls for us, but I guess improved missile targeting is something for our policy slot. Maybe just security lights. All it gets us is -3% crime, but I'm not really ready to plug in anything else just yet. Experimental technology. Tales from the corner of our civilization dazzle and excite the people of our homeworld. Every detail of space travel, colonial life, and contact with aliens is endlessly fascinating to our citizens. In particular, our discovery of evidence of ancient alien civilizations has inspired many to believe that our own world hosts the remains of crashed alien ships. If true, those would be dangerous in the wrong hands. Find the wrecks. Keep our citizens away from them. We get a mission. Totalitarianism goes up or progressivism goes up. We'll do progressivism. Experimental technology. We need to gather 3 alien components for a prototype ship. And I believe that one is the Scan Planet project, which you'll have to do on 3 different worlds, I believe, in order to complete this. Having had no resources close by really hurts. Like there's literally nothing. We must have drawn a low resource map. How do we feel about this planet? It's a planet. It is sending its resources to Hector, which is good. It's class 26. I do think it's time we get a governor for it. Lo and behold, no good governors though. So we will just pass for the moment. We will agree to the festival. Tactical thrusters. You know, I've never seen the point of having extra tactical speed. Maybe we should experiment with it. I'm going to store the device for later use. You'd think it plays into evasion, but it doesn't. Let's see. How is... Wow, the Luxar are handing it to the Drengen. Nice. All right. The Luxar are also thinking about conquest, which is weird. Luxar, what are you thinking? The corporate sector also, but that's because we didn't provide their aid. That's a harsh one. The humans are thinking about it, and I think it's time we picked our allies. I would ideally like to ally with the Archeans. They're very strong. Corporate sector are pretty beefy. Terrans are... like, everybody's pretty beefy. And we just do not have the world economy yet. Maybe we need to focus on more military technology. We are on single production, single fleet production. That's just not good enough. There is a stealth field here. It's a really good upgrade, the stealth field. I think I'll keep that one too. We will also take the wormhole generator. Just give me all the things. Would you not provoke the dreadnought, you doofus? Your Singularity have built the multi-node beacon galactic achievement. What is that even? There's improved missile targeting. We do want fleet resupply doctrine. Starbase defense grids is good. Sovereign immunity is here. That will get us our biggest ships. They're all really good choices. I'll take sovereign immunity. Our home planet is suffering from a devastating natural disaster. Thousands of our people have been displaced. We can accept the refugees. We will. We need to get our hands on some of this Durantium stuff, but it's just too damn expensive. We've been bought out. They've bought out the market. You stop what you're doing. Just stop it. Go over here and survey if you must. I would prefer if you were surveying up over here, though. You know what? Abandon. Just get out of there. Just get out of there. Cool. Back on Silkspire. Research here is just been so bad. Just been so bad. What do we want? How's crime looking? 38. Planet is crowded. We've just got population out the wazoo. We still have space for so many more. At some point, we're going to turn these people over to some kind of profession that hopefully gives us a bit of influence. And that's going to be a massive influence bump for our culture. 2 turns on a huntsman is pretty decent, though. And they are capable warships. They're pretty capable. Still needs something to do here. I guess we'll just fill out on these nesting collectives until such time as we don't need them, as it's extra pop cap, extra influence growth. We'll take it. Ripe for conquest. You think so? You'd think so. Dragon Empire are dangerous. Would you accept aid? Being rid of them. 272 credits is not enough for us to declare war on the Drengen and take the diplomatic hit that it would entail. And it's not really my burden. Certainly not for that particular deal. Let's grab all of these ships and put them into the military starbase. Let's get starbase defense systems, just sort of buff this thing's power. Excellent. We are starting to push this influence back and take worlds away from the cloners. Just keep pumping out ships for what it's worth. Great. Sovereign immunity is dunzos. Let's go ahead and pick a new tech. Beam capacitation. Interstellar currency. 10 turns is a really long time. Sure, we can maybe speed that up, but it's not great. I'll take it. Beam capacitation. It does help with our beams. We will pressure the scientists to try and get that out that little bit faster. Let's go down to Hector and queue up research. We'll scan this planet as well. Probably build one of these. It's a +3. That's not terrible. I'll take the +4. Maybe something else can go there at some point. Still don't know where our Stellar Forge is going down. We don't really have any other good manufacturing worlds for it other than, like, there. I suppose it could go here. It's just a +2. We can maybe put a starport and then get some adjacency out of it. But this world should just all be about research. That tile is reserved, unfortunately, for the Torian Academy. We just have to wait until we flip something. Now, a weapon jammer is extra evasion, which is pretty decent. I'm going to take that as well. Precursor food replicator is not that great for us. It's +5 ship range. We could get 1 Prometheon, or we could take 200. Now, Prometheon would cost us a lot to buy, so I'm just going to actually take that Prometheon. We do have some thulium income, so we could sell the thulium, but I'm going to hold it. Gonna hold it. Valerium's up to 737. Why is that? I bet it's because of the Terrans are using some design that I used to have that uses a bunch of Valerium. Hang on. Let's confirm this. Let's confirm this. And they're just buying up Valerium to make those ships. Let's have a look at your ships. 228 ships. The Eagles, probes, Eagle, cutters, the Apex. It's a battleship. I think that is actually one of their... It's a flagship, so no. Who's buying up all the Illyrium and what for? They have carriers. Oh my god. Oh, look at his face. Oh my god. They have carriers. They have carriers. Christ almighty. Wow. These Terrans are leaps and bounds ahead of us. If they went to war with us, we are hosed. We're screwed. There's nothing we can do. We need anti-carrier tech. And I don't even know what that looks like. No wonder nobody's warring with the Terrans. It would be suicide. It's insanity. Okay. Panic. Pure panic. The few ships that we have, the cruisers, are not going to be enough to deal with interceptors. We need something big and thick to deal with interceptors and carriers. Cruisers aren't going to do it. Or maybe they will. Damn, I forgot how fast Terrans can get carriers. Alright, let's visit our ship designs. Let's come up with something. New ship, show ship designs. The Huntsman, I still think it needs to be a destroyer. We want this guy focusing on fighters, smallest combatants. Save the doctrine. Start a new design. Okay, let's rip out all the parts. All the parts. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. We want it to look different from our other design. I guess this will do. Alright, let's see. Alright, we've got the AC Huntsman here, which just has a slightly improved weaponry. It's basically all that we can do, and it also targets interceptors. So hopefully we can shoot down all of his little annoying things really, really quickly before they can do too much damage. I don't know if it's the right play, but we'll need out a couple of these. Maybe it's better to just queue up a whole bunch of like bombers and try to get them to target capital ships. And that way we can just maybe go after their capital ships first. That would normally be the strategy in most other games. Let's see if we could do that. Let's design a bomber. Extra 10 damage. Add the logistics. We want you targeting capital ships, which I believe are carriers. No, technically they're battleships, I think. Capital ships might be... I think we gotta go for largest combatants. Plus 50% attack. Sure. Save that doctrine. Start a new design. We can put a singular weapon. It's just not good, is it? We need some others. We need like miniaturization and things like that. All right. We're screwed. We're super screwed. The Drengen have been destroyed. Well, that was abrupt. More money from the Eternal Clones, and it is the Luxar that have just gained a huge amount of territory. But I think that the Drengen gave their worlds to the clones. Very interesting dance we're having to do here. Prototype drive system was stolen by raiders from our home world. We will find and deliver it to you. Relationship-wise, the Luxar still hating, Terrans still hating. The corporate sector, all of our relations are starting to slip. Open borders, exploration treaty. You've got a lot of Durantium that I desperately need. It will give me like 3. As much as I would like maybe some extra technology instead of Durantium for my bits of paper. Let's see if they will give me something. I don't expect them to, and indeed they won't. So sure, we will just take the Durantium and a bit of cash. I will accept. Renew our cultural treaty before this gets too out of hand. Would you give me some Prometheon? You will give me Prometheon, a decent amount as well. Maybe you'll actually give me fleet resupply. Would be really good to have round about now. I'm willing to give you alliances for it. Cultural treaty and an exploration treaty. We're pretty close to a good deal here. All right, here's the deal I can get behind. We give them alliances, but we get a cultural treaty and exploration treaty to help with our rapidly decaying relations here. Out of it, we get fleet resupply, which is great news for us. A smuggler colony, which will help. 3 Prometheon and some credits. Works for me. Open borders with Iconia. Open borders cultural treaty with the Korath. They don't have anything that we really want here. Wouldn't mind if they could give me something. I think the Korath are being bullied as well, so I'm kind of inclined to give them a bunch of tech. Give them asteroid factories, starbase refineries, rule enforcement, sovereign immunity. They will accept this, and I will take it for the +1 capacity and 10% capacity as well. And if you do have any other things you wish to give me, persuade. They're not very persuade. This is a huge amount of tech. Let me just check your ships. They have 0 ships, so they're on their way out of the game. So again, I don't mind just sort of dumping all my tech on them and trying to get as much out of them as possible. Pulse cannons, kinetic. Let's get starbase defense, grids, and they will accept this. This is a decent amount of military tech, and you know, at the end of the day, they're leaving. So fine with me. Accepted. Open borders with the Yor. Cool. And that's about it. Open borders for the Archeans. Yeah. I've noticed that the option to have alliances are off the table with most people. Maybe we won't be getting an alliance victory. Maybe it will be cultural, but I mean, we're quickly heading into war territory, and it's gonna be a little bit tricky to stave it off until such time that we are able to defeat the Terran and their stupid amounts of carriers. Good grief. But okay, we did boost our fleet size quite a bit here, which is good news for us. I would very much like maybe to refit or retrofit all of our ships. So let's pull them up into orbit. We'll update them with the latest designs. And of course, we will need to actually update our own designs. We'll wait until beam capacitation has finished, probably. There's the first AC Huntsman. Add them into the fleet. We can stack maybe one more in there. We do have a decent bit of Prometheon. There was something we needed Prometheon to build. It is the Taurian Academy, all 5. Yes, let's go ahead and put that down. Right there, it's a +5. Although hitting Khazars and the planetary mainframe is maybe better. This gives +1 levels to research, extra 2 research, PopCap, research. I think over here is fine. Let's get this a little bit higher up as well. We're at 116 due to the front. All right, you guys are offering me quite a lot. They really want this cultural influence progression. 1 thulium, 121 credits. They're giving me xenobiology, cloaking devices, interstellar cartography, exotic energies, and time dilation. Basically, the whole exotic energy tree, which doesn't really have a lot that we want, but maybe cloaking is an answer against interceptors, because we can all cloak, throw up a bunch of interceptors in the opening rounds of combat, reducing their numbers. I hate to give them cultural influence projection, but at this point, I'm willing to try just about anything. I accept. That is going to bump their influence, but we can always bump ours back. We're at 81.7. Oh, it's a tricky game. Now, we could make everybody citizens, and that will add some influence growth. But I think we just leave them as is for now. 15 turns on beam capacitation. Why is that taking so long? Everybody's ultra happy. Probably a mistake. Go to sleep, guys. We'll refit you guys in a moment. Hello. 15 months on beam capacitation. Not willing to spend 15 months on this. I think what happened was the thing that we were researching got researched. And let's put this here because I don't want that. I would like energy dissipation strategies. We do get to terraform, and really we would like more manufacturing on this planet. So maybe here is good to a planetary conversion. We have 3 durantium. We could use that to get get rid of this. I think here is better. And then we'll put the durantium processor here. I don't know. We could use that durantium to upgrade our influence. Is the problem. We need durantium. Taurians are impressed by the academy we built for them. Quickly start to work on their theories. We get 2 Taurian scientists, 1 culture point, and 30 diplo capital. Very good. Speaking of diplo capital, here's a thing I would like to do. Who's really strong and pretty close to the Terrans? Let's have a look. Zoom out. The Yor. I think the Yor and the Terrans are due for war. What else have we got? The Iconians and the corporate sector. Now, this could backfire massively if, for example, the Terrans beat the Yor in combat. The Yor don't look particularly strong. Why is the Yor fighting somebody? Maybe they were. But I would like to get somebody to start punching the Terrans. Nobody seems to be in striking range. The Yor, however, are churning out 117 culture. So if they don't go to war, the Terrans are just going to end up losing territory to the Yor. culturally, which I'm okay with. Very cultural game. Found the corporate sector wreckage among the anomalies. We can turn it over, opens contact with the corporate sector without tampering on it, or we can science check it for 95% chance of success. We're going to do that because we're sneaky. Our scientists are able to safely decrypt the capsule without setting off any safeguards. The recording of the attack shows that the attack was staged. We should discuss this with the corporate sector. Our scouts report that you have recovered the device. I trust that you have not tampered with it and are ready to turn it over to us. We have investigated the device and the attack was staged, or we lie, we haven't tampered with the capsule and we are happy to give it to you. You know, a little bit of nihilism and deception going up, always good. Your loyalty in this delicate matter will not be forgotten. Understood. +2 relations and some more diplomacy. Love it. We love it. You know what we never built was our orbital embassy, because Durantium has just been so rare. So the Archeans are up to 30. We're up to 52. We do have an edge in ship numbers, and I feel like that's going to be echoed across the board. However, Terrans, it's the Thalians. Why have the Thalians come to visit us? What have we done to deserve the Thalians? Knowledge of future threats could serve us well. Okay, so where have the Thalians landed? I see opportunity. I see opportunity. I also see Durantium processor going down here. I decided we will need more military, and buffing up this starport is good. That's a +4 Durantium for an extra bunch of pollution, which is something we're going to have to get a handle on. Putting out fires everywhere. We're going to need xeno agriculture. No, we're going to need scrubbers, atmospheric scrubbers. But things are going to get pretty stinky here for a while. Population is not changing. We're losing food. Okay, well, let's get some of these things, I guess, to help out with the food situation. Your singularity of approach. Governor made 80 of Ruined Wingworld with an unusual request. 300 research, -20 approval. Decline, -3 diplomacy. Oof, the observation post. 300 research. Oh, we're talking a lot of a minus approval. You know, I don't fear the York. Decline them. Corporate sector wreckage among the anomalies, as well as the data capsule. This again. Fine. We got these miners because we wanted to get this online. Fine, discuss it with the corporate sector, lie to them about it. Understood. Energy dissipation strategies is complete. Moving on, we would really like to start making more progress towards Gigamass, which was the plan. We need Xeno research, then Xeno extraction, then Gigamass harvesting, then Stellar architecture, in the hopes of closing out this one with a culture victory. I definitely think that's where we're going. So I think Xeno resource mining is where we want to be, then extraction, then Gigamass. It's here, 5 turns, we'll take it. Much as we want to focus on military, much as we want to do these things, we cannot. Just keep building up the military, guys. Just keep building it up. Deter them. Deter them for as long as possible. Extra galactic festivals, go. We could really maybe use another leader, but these leaders all suck. We have a world here waiting to be developed. For what it's worth, maybe it'll be good. I think we gotta take the gamble for invite leaders. Only one decent leader, and he's terrible. -5 approval, extra growth, extra pollution. He sucks. Everybody else's loyalty is kind of bad. He'd make a decent captain, though. We do want the Heart of Conquest. All right, you're in. It's a lot of money to spend, though. But we get the Heart of Conquest. We want the Heart of Conquest because the extra 30% beam attack to the entire fleet plays very nicely with the Anvil. Also, you know, it's a battleship with a huge amount of beam attack, decent shielding, good evasion, has those drone sentries, and also really good armor. It's just a really solid ship, actually. Give me the Heart of Conquest. There she is. Okay, then. Now, the Heart of Conquest, we want the Anvil. Do we want Unyielding Will, which is extra evasion? Sure. Let's get ACs, 2 ACs, 2 Huntsmen. These are just frigates and basic cruisers. We'll probably want to update these. You guys come and hang out here. Refit. Going to be a little bit expensive. We can't refit them. Okay. We still have space for one cruiser. One cruiser. Give him a regular Huntsman. Okay. I mean, it's a fleet. It's a big, beefy fleet. I definitely... Actually, maybe we should go for cloaking. I like that idea of cloaking ships, maybe giving us the edge against those interceptors. So let's close out with maybe a new ship design. Edit the doctrine. We will still keep them on largest combatants. There's two ways we can do this. We can try to use the time to whittle down their fighters, or we can try to rush the carriers and maybe bring one down while our cloak is lasting. But I actually think it's maybe better if we go after the smallest combatants, take the 75 accuracy against fighters, because they have a huge amount of doge, or we can go assassin and go after their dreadnoughts. Let's do it like this. Stealthy assassin destroyers. That sounds sexy to me. Now, cloaking modules are extremely heavy with a mass of 26. We can only get 3 beams on this puppy, and it's going to cost us Prometheon that we don't have. I don't think we can do cloaking. We just don't have the Prometheon yet. If we had Prometheon income, or if Prometheon was pretty cheap, then yes, I just don't think cloaking is going to work for us. Unfortunately, I think it was a good idea, but we've got to stick with what we have, unfortunately. And that war is coming. That war is coming. In fact, war with the Luxar is probably coming as well. They believe we are ripe for conquest. They covet our worlds. The Korath, I'm not too worried about. Looks like they've been pulled down a peg. The Iconians are probably going to try to win by influence. The Luxar have got a strong military. The Yor are not as strong. The Kryn is really strong. Everybody else, the Corpus Sector, not so much. The Terrans have carriers. They're stupid. And we still have to deal with the Thalian contingency, which I don't know where they are. They came to destroy us, but where did they come from? Where are they? Do a telescope takeover. I mean, well, we know they're out there somewhere, apparently. Oh, here they are. What are you doing over here? Well, that's not gonna last. No, we don't have to worry about the Thalians. That's for sure. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. We're still on the knife's edge. This one can go either ways. We have a military. It's pretty strong. Don't be fooled. It is actually a fairly powerful set of defensive fleets that we have. The nice part is we can concentrate our defenses here and here. These are the only 2 worlds that we really care about. Everything else can pretty much hang. And we just hold the line as best we may. Whether or not we'll be able to do that in the face of potential Terran carriers and just overwhelming numbers from multiple sides will remain to be seen. It all depends on whether or not we can sort of get more territory from our influence growth, which admittedly is not as good as it could be. Losing the beacon really sort of hurt our ability to project influence, but you know, we can still upgrade a little bit more if we get our hands on some extra Durantium. There's still a lot of upgrades that we can do to these bases. That'll boost our stuff up a bit, and we try to play the long game here, and we'll see if we can make it. Thank you all very much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye!